So tell me, how many encores have you done, Tony?
This is number 7 for me, Richie. It's been a remarkable ride for me. First one I think was Part of My English, and the last one I did was On the Town. So this is 5 years from now. Yeah, this is number 7.
Take me back to the beginning. What was that first one like for you?
Oh gosh, really crazy, nerve-wracking, scary. Nobody that I thought, I just didn't think I could do that. 7 days of rehearsal and throw a show up. But you trust the creators and you trust the material, and all of a sudden it's just there, and you're like, wow, I just did this. I did a show in a week, so it's a fun ride, and now I'm sort of used to it. But yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's nice. Make your choices, be shot out of a cannon, and just do it.
That's right. You got to trust yourself. No doubts. No time for doubts. So you throw yourself up there, and you trust John Rando, and you trust Joshua Bergasse, which are they're incredible people, and you have a show. And it's in the moment. And a show like this, which is a zany comedy, you get to kind of just explore the moment on the stage, and the audience is with you the whole time.
So this is your first encores. Yes. What have you heard about how it all works?
That it's miraculous, that you are working at an incredible pace the whole time, and that it's as much a surprise to you as the audience that you get a show, and you get such a tremendous show and a great reading of the script. So, and singing of it too. I've heard some of the singing. It's impressive.
I'm sure it's just great to make choices and just go out there and do it.
Yeah, and these characters particularly, and really what Christian is doing is kind of miraculous, because it is so fast, and he's switching characters and really. It's not superficial. It's really great work that he's doing, and everybody else is sort of moving in and out of the story at different points. It's a pretty fun show.
Now, what are you doing in the show? Tell me.
I play Christian's mother, and it's really fun. I'm adversarial. Again, this is sort of what I do in life. Apparently, I obstruct. So I'm here to obstruct and thwart, since I have so much affection for Christian, it's really kind of fun to do.
How many encores have you done?
Oh, well, this is my 7th season as the music director, and I think it's about my 16th production. Yeah.
How excited are you to be working on Little Me?
Well, this is actually a really fun one for me, because I worked on the Roundabout production with Martin Short. I was the assistant music director of that production, and so for a few years now, I've been kind of saying to Jack Vertel, I think it's time again, for this show to be seen in New York, and I think, we should think about doing it. We've never done a Cy Coleman show before, so it's about time. And then this idea came up of Christian Borle, who's such a gifted comedic musical theater performer, and we said absolutely. I said, that's a great idea, let's do it. So
you have a dynamite cast. I mean, every time I look at when Encores puts the list out, I'm like, wow, that's perfect casting.
Well, it's a fantastic cast, of course, and we have some amazing people like David Garrison and Harriet Harris playing, frankly, rather smaller parts, and that's the beauty of Encores, is that we get these unbelievably great and talented people that our audiences are going to just love to see on stage, populating every part in this play, and so we're lucky for sure.
On the other side of that line, where the life is fancy and free, got a sick fan on my fat divan while the butler bottles the tea. I'm facing the fences, and I can't afford to relax, 'cause the whole communal says on the other side of the tracks. So I'm off and running over the rail. I'm going running after the quail. Off and running, send me my mail to the great big world on the other side. The great big world on the other side. The great big world on the other side of the tracks. On the great big world. Gotta open wide to that great big world on the other side of the tracks.
So give me your history with Encores.
Well, I did Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Meg Hilty a couple years back, I think it was just after I had a baby, not too long ago, and I'm back. And I had the pleasure of working with John Rando and Rob Berman back then, and I get to do it again, and I'm very excited. I really enjoy working with those two.
What was the first time like? Because a lot of people just hear about what Encores is. Then when you do it, it's something totally different.
Well, that's right. It's supposed to be a concert, but it's really a full-on production that we put on in 2 weeks. And so you just gotta drink your caffeine in the morning.
And you make your choices, you stick with them, and you just put on a show.
That's right. That's right, and it's fun. And we have a great director, a great musical director. So I think they have fantastic taste. So I think they kind of guide us in the right direction very quickly.
So let's talk about the role that you're playing in the show. Who do you play?
I play Belle Schlumpfert, and Belle Schlumpfert is from the wrong side of the tracks, and she falls in love with Noble Eggleston from the right side of the tracks, only she can't marry him until she has wealth, culture, and social position. So she goes into the world to acquire those things, and along the way she has multiple adventures with a variety of men, and the one and only Christian Borle plays 6 of those characters.
All right, so here we are at Encores. How excited are you to be here?
I am over the moon to be here. I really am. This is kind of a part that I've always wanted to do, and I thought, well, I'm not quite ready. I'm ready. So they're letting me do it, and it's so much fun. And once again, Encores has pulled together an amazing cast, a cast that they couldn't possibly have for a long run, but we get to do it. How many times? 7, 8 times, something like that, with that fabulous orchestra with Mr. Berman on the stick there, and Coleman's brilliant score, Carolyn Leigh's amazing, silly, wonderful, clever lyrics. You know, Neil Simon's script. What else could I want?
Because you have quite a history with Cy Coleman, and this is the first Cy Coleman show they're doing at Encores.
Is it really the first one? Well, yeah, I do. He was a mentor. He was a Cupid. I met my husband because of he and Betty and Adolph. I went out on a bus and truck some years after on the 20th century. I went out again. First day of rehearsal, I met him. And 5 weeks into the run, we were engaged. And as soon as the tour was over, we got married. 6 months later or something. I mean, we weren't getting any younger. So we had to move right on. And so to be able to revisit, I wish Cy were here to see this and laugh and enjoy it. And
I think he'll be here in spirit.
Yeah, I think so too. With every syncopated note, every clever harmonic thing that happens, that's just so right and so him. Yeah, it's exciting.
This is such a gorgeous musical. Like you said, the casts here are amazing because they put together these dream casts for 6 or 7 shows. That is it. What's it been like rehearsing already?
Just a lot of laughs. Hard work because comedy is not that easy. You gotta get it right. But such fun. I just pinch myself. I got some old friends here and some new friends, and I'm a very lucky girl.
So this is your first Cy Coleman musical here, isn't it?
It is, and not for lack of trying. It's always been a question of which one to do and are they available. And a number of them, other people hold the rights to, and we've tried year after year to get the rights to them. And this one was really, Little Me is a show based around the idea of one great comic actor playing 7 roles, and so we had to wait until we sort of thought, oh, there's the actor, let's do the show, and Christian Borle was the actor, so it all came together very quickly.
What do you love about this musical?
It's an almost shameful thing to say. My favorite kinds of musicals are the ones that make you laugh really hard and that have tunes that make your, feet tap. And this is just one of those shows. I mean, it is a classic tired businessman show from the early 60s, but that has a pejorative feeling to it, that phrase, which is really not real. Those tired businessman shows were the wittiest, smartest, most tuneful, gag and girl kind of shows that there were, and this is such an expert one. I've loved it all my life.
What I love about Encores is you always get a dream cast.
Well, we always try. We have this tremendous advantage. It's almost like being the New York Yankees or something, which is that we're only asking them to do it for 2 weeks. The whole thing is two weeks and 3 days. So we're able to find performers who, could not, given everything else that's going on in their lives, could not commit to a 6 or 9 month run or a year-long run on Broadway. But for us, they can come and play, and so they're there for us. They seem to have a good time here. God knows they don't make a lot of money, but we're able to do it.
Your lips cover your teeth. Isn't nature wonderful?
Don't talk anymore, Fred. We're going to kiss you. Oh, Fred, you're blushing.
I have to blush. It's the only thing that keeps me from fainting. Pardon me, miss, but I've never done this with a real live girl. Straight off the farm with an actual armful of real live girl. Pardon me if your affectionate squeeze fogs up my glasses and buckles my knees. I'm simply drowned in the sight and the sound and the scent and the feel of a real live girl.
How much pre-production do you do? Because you have such a little window to put this up.
Yeah, actually, we do a lot of pre-production. We do. I'm in a studio a lot, coming up with choreography. We have a lot of production meetings. I spend a lot of time with John Rando and the designers, just talking through things, getting to know what's in John's head, so that way, once we get into the rehearsal process where we have to kind of divide and conquer, and we don't see each other for 4 days, that I know that I'm kind of following his marching orders, and we're working on from the same page.
Talk about collaborating with John. Collaborations are so special. Why this works so well with you two?
John is just such an open and wonderful director. He's a great leader. So, and what I love about him is he is open to suggestions from anybody. He'll take suggestions from the ushers. It doesn't matter if it's a good idea. Let's put it in the show. He's like this conduit of positive energy. So, anybody to work under John's leadership is very lucky.
I am so excited to be in your rehearsal room. Thank you for opening it for us. How excited are you to be working on Little Me?
Little Me is just a joy. I'm so thrilled about it. I can't believe it, actually. It's such a wonderful show, and it's so good to sort of do it here at Encores because we have this tremendous, facility, this tremendous place to do it. We have the full orchestra, so all 28 pieces. The score sounds heavenly. It's really wonderful to hear it with the full orchestra. And, of course, the fantastic Christian Borle, who is just a marvel working with him, a joy. We are tickling each other like crazy all day long. It's hysterical. And he's supported by this beautiful group of funny people. Rachel York, ever radiant, ever luscious, ever funny, ever brilliantly singing. Bobby Creighton as his sidekick who does all these different parts. Then the incomparable Louis Stadlin, Lee Wilkoff. I mean, it's just an incredible group of people. Tony Yazbek, amazing. So I feel like I have a really great cast. I think and we're doing the original book, with trims, of course, but we're doing the original book, the one that was, Neil wrote in '61, and it's hilarious. It's adorable. It's a great celebration of the American musical tradition coming out of vaudeville, because it feels like it's a combination of the wonderful sort of sketch comedy that was happening at the time, as well as vaudeville, as well as what was going on in musical theater. The first Coleman we've done here at City Center Encores, can you believe it? Which is thrilling, and it's an honor for me to be able to lead that. So there's so many good reasons to do this. I'm really quite happy, and it's it's a marvelous show. It's really, really loopy. Judy Kaye, did I mention Judy Kaye? I should mention Judy Kaye. I should mention David Garrison. Great, amazing comic team.
Harriet Harris.
Harriet Harris, hilarious. Just to come on and do that is just very special. So I really do think our encore audiences are going to be so delighted to hear and see this show, because it really is a classic sort of musical comedy in the great way, and we're doing it the way encore should do it. So, and of course then my dear friend Josh Bergasse, who the great collaborator, one of our great choreographers now, to really be emerging and coming into his own. It's really thrilling.
So, welcome back to Encores. How do you feel?
I feel excited. You know, we're in the thick of our major week of it's crunch time now, and there is only 1 week, so it's all crunch time at Encores all the time, but we're feeling good, and we're lucky enough to do really, really great material. So there's no guessing in terms of whether or not the thing itself is actually good, so we're trying to kind of rise to the occasion.
What an incredible undertaking to put up this show in a little over a week, especially what you do in this show.
I did some pre-production in my kitchen. Otherwise, I think I would have gone slightly insane. But it's been really, really fun. I think it's going well.
Did you know the show before?
I saw the revival with Martin Short. I was a huge Martin Short fan, and he did not disappoint, obviously. And he actually did 8 characters, which I can't, being in the thick of it, I can't imagine him doing that, because you need some time to have a glass of water. But he's a superhero. So yeah, I've loved it since then, and it's been exciting to kind of be able to tackle it myself. I
know it's really new, so in your kitchen, who was the easiest character to find so far, and who was the hardest for you in the show?
There are only so many ways you can play an 88-year-old man, so kind of once I settled into my Grandpa Simpson voice, that came pretty fast. And the hardest, I'd never done a Polish dialect, and we wanted to do a little Polish spin on Prince Czerny of Rosenzweig. But then again, we had a great, dialect coach in Kate Wilson, and once that happened, that kind of locked in.
And working with this company so far?
Unbelievable. And you've seen the list of people. It's been great, and we're all laughing and making each other laugh. And again, when you have technicians like we have, and then you throw Neil Simon into the mix, you just kind of stand back and let the words speak for themselves. I know that sounds so pretentious, but it's true. He's amazing.
In even the worst of varmints, you'll find a good deed. Down under the outer garments of malice and greed. That little gold streak is shining, believe it or not. That is, if you don't mind mining, till you hit rock bottom. Strip down, be the real pimp down. Deep down, inside. Deep down, inside. Slip down, bring a little trip down. Go down, be the good Joe down under your hide. On that shovel, get a real good grip and dip down.